To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
It's time to look into the backlog of all my offhand Disney theories. Let's see what we got here. Haunted Mansion, Haunted Mansion, Haunted Mansion, Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion. Okay, well, I guess I'll choose this one. Today we are going to have a Haunted Mansion theory video, another one. This one I've lovingly decided to call the Haunted Mansion Death Theory. Yeah, I know, this channel has just been a ray of sunshine these past few days. But, I mean, hear me out, give me a chance. This one's not as dark as you would think. I mean, it does have to deal with death, but I mean, come on, it's the Haunted Mansion, and that's the theme of the entire attraction. Now, I was planning on making a video about the story of the Haunted Mansion, you know, the original story with Captain Gore, but I've decided to go a little bit of a different route for this video. I've decided to make a very different video though, one that focuses mainly on a theory about the story of the Haunted Mansion, one that revolves around all of our favorite characters, the Ghost Host. Now, you thought I was gonna say the Hatbox Ghost, weren't you? Well, I'm not, okay? He's taking a back seat in this video because the Ghost Host is who we're looking at today. Now, most of this theory is built around the Ghost Host's monologue in the stretching room. You know, the one, everybody knows the one that I'm talking about. When hinges creak in doorless chambers and Okay. Well, I don't do a great Paul Frees, but you get the idea. So now I know I've been teasing the theory this whole video, but why don't we actually start talking about it? Now that is a great idea. Let's hop right into this new theory that I dub the Haunted Mansion Death Theory. Where's the thunder? There's supposed to be a thunder effect. I think we missed. Oh, there it is. There's the thunder effect. So our whole theory starts in the stretching room where the Ghost Host greets us and says, when hinges creak in doorless chambers and strange and frightening sounds. Yeah, everybody knows this monologue. But the important part we need to listen to is coming up because the Ghost Host says, and consider this dismaying observation. This chamber has no windows and no doors, which offers you this chilling challenge to find a way out. Well, of course, there's always my way. It's from here where lightning flashes and thunder. Oh, there it is again. Okay. Can we lower the volume on the thunder sound effect, please? Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. It is from here where lightning flashes and thunder booms and we look... Thank you. It is from here where thunder flashes and lightning booms where we look up and see the hanging body of the Ghost Host. Now this is all a little strange considering he just told us to take his way out and then shows us his dead hanging body. Perhaps he's insinuating something. Maybe the Ghost Host is trying to tell us that the only way out of the Haunted Mansion is to die. Now I know you're saying, Dallin, this sounds crazy. No way in a million years would Disney encourage their guests to kill themselves. I'm not saying that. That's you guys saying that. All I'm saying is the only way out of the mansion is to die somehow and become a ghost. Now I know you're all scoffing at me right now. That's crazy. Disney would never put a message like that in their ride. But when you look at the attraction and the story itself, things may start lighting up that you've never really noticed before. Anyways, let's continue the theory. On from the stretching room, you exit into the Hall of Portraits. Now, I'll be referring to the Disneyland version of the mansion for this video, but this theory actually works with every single mansion across the entire world, except for Phantom Manor, obviously, because that's its own thing. But every single haunted mansion kind of follows this whole story arc, so stick with me here. From here, you enter your doom buggy and proceed through the mansion. Every ghost you encounter from here on out is disembodied. You don't actually see the spirit. Well, sure, you might see a candle floating down a hallway there, or you might see a door knocking on itself over here, but none of the ghosts you see are actually visible to you. Now, that floating candle might be cool, but you don't know who's holding it. Who is holding that floating candle? Disney, you have some explaining to do. When you go through the attic, you encounter Constance Hatchaway, a spirit who's manifested using her old wedding dress. After passing by my best friend, you turn backwards and proceed down into the graveyard at an almost vertical angle. This, in my opinion, has always been the most relaxing part of any Disney attraction ever because you're essentially laying down in a dark building. I mean, sure, you're surrounded by spirits, but I mean, you could totally take a nap in there. Who needs a mattress when you have curved black plastic? Am I right? Nobody? Okay, moving on. Now, your super comfy descent from the facade of the Haunted Mansion represents you falling or being thrown from a window in the attic. Now, the falling is pretty self-explanatory. You're terrified by Constance Hatchaway and the Hatbox Ghost that you stumble backwards out of the mansion and you fall into the graveyard. But being thrown, on the other hand, Who throws you, and why? Is it the Hatbox Ghost? If so, what's his plan? He's always got that smile on his face. Now, I've seen an innocent grin, and that, my friends, is not an innocent grin. Okay, sorry. Anyways, for one reason or another, we're thrown from the mansion and we land in the graveyard. It is here where this theory says we die. Or instead of being thrown or falling, perhaps we jump, knowing the only way out of the mansion is to join the party. You know, the ghost party in the graveyard. The first animatronic we see in the graveyard, it's not a ghost, it is a living gravekeeper, and he looks at us and he looks completely terrified. His poor knees can't take it anymore. And just look at that dog he has with him. That poor doggo. Somebody get him a treat! Why is this gravekeeper looking at us like we just jumped out of a window and became a ghost? You know, well, maybe we did, Mr. Gravekeeper. Did you ever think about that? It is from here on out through the rest of the attraction where the ghosts aren't trying to harass us or torment us anymore. They're partying, they're having a great time, and we are having a great time with them. That's why it took the ghost host such a long time to get back to us while we were going through the mansion. When he sees us again at the end of the graveyard scene, he says, "Ah, there you are." He doesn't recognize us because we are also a spooky, scary ghost. After this, we pass the hitchhiking ghosts. Ghosts that are well known for wanting to hitch a ride with other ghosts, wanting to follow them home so they can spread their influence of haunting. Now, what does this theory mean? Is this all just a giant conspiracy theory cobbled together by Claude Coates, Yale Gracie, and Rolly Crump, created tricking us into thinking we were going through a family-friendly dark ride in a Disney park when in actuality we were confronting our own mortality? Probably not. Everybody, I have to come clean. I've been misleading you throughout a majority of this video. Now I know what you're thinking to yourself. Offhand Disney is a channel where I go for a reputable Disney source who is well researched and fact-checked and who knows his Disney parks history. And now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here or anything, but you would be right. I am one of the best Disney channels on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you so much for thinking that, but I have misled you. Earlier in the video, I said that we don't see spirits actually manifest until we get to the graveyard scene, and that's completely not true. We see a skeleton trying to break out of his cage, in addition to every single ghost we see in the ballroom scene, and not to mention Madame Leota. Not all of the spirits we see before the graveyard scene are disembodied. Some actually do show themselves. Also, we're not falling or being thrown out of the attic scene. We're actually supposed to be descending out of the attic scene. And how do I know that we're descending out of the attic scene? Well, I happen to have a book that was published by Disney about the story for the Haunted Mansion that we currently have in the mansion to this day, and it states, "The attic shelters two strange ghosts, a bride whose heart glows red with each rhythmical beat, and a cloaked man whose head disappears from his body and glows hideously from within a hat box. We make our escape through the dormer window and descend to the graveyard below." We descend to the graveyard below. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds a whole lot like you don't die, you just kind of descend or fall into the graveyard. If you do fall, you might scrape your knees up a little bit, but you're not dead. But Dallin, you're probably saying, why does the gravedigger look so scared of us? Well, my dear audience, he's not afraid of us. He's actually afraid of the massive ghost party happening behind him. Perhaps he's afraid of the confirmation that there is some sort of afterlife. Maybe he's scared because he's up late and he doesn't need to party because he has to get up early the next morning, not feed his dog, and go to his working job that all of us normal people have. We can't party all the time, you ghosts! I'm sorry, that was oddly specific. What I'm saying is that this is nothing more than just a fun theory to tell your friends while you're riding the attraction and to point out all the different signs to them while you're actually riding it. It's very fun. Maybe, just maybe, I'll film a video on the Haunted Mansion when I'm at Disneyland next week and make a video comparing different spots I talked about in this video. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide though. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below. Did you escape with your life, or did the Haunted Mansion just earn its 1000th happy haunt? Hello everybody, thank you so much for watching this Haunted Mansion theory video. I know these are your favorite types of videos, so I try to keep them coming, but there are only a certain amount of Haunted Mansion theories a guy can find and do a video on. Be sure to remember, if you have entered or you are planning on entering the t-shirt contest, I talk about it a few videos back. All submissions are due by February 1st, that is when submissions close, and round 1 of voting will begin on Sunday, February 11th. Now, why February 11th? Well, because I'm going to Disneyland the 5th through the 9th and I want to enjoy my trip. sue me. But as always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. This will be my last video until you see me in the parks at Disneyland on February 5th, so that'll be fun. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. It really would help me out if you hit that like button, that bell button, and that subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment if you're feeling so inclined. Heck, you can even tell a friend or two about Offhand Disney and spread the magic of the YouTube channel further and further. It's really up to you guys, but you guys really do help this channel keep going, so thank you very much. I will see you all in the next video at Disneyland. Goodbye.